going on, everybody? It's time again for UFC picks. Do this every Monday around here. This time it's for UFC Noche this Saturday. You've got Diego Lopes taking on Jean Silva in the main event. What a great main event that'll be. Obviously, Diego Lopes just lost a title fight against Volkanovski. A title fight in which Volkanovski made history, becoming, I think, the first champion first person to defend his belt or win a title over 35, under 170 pounds. So it was a great performance by Volk, and it'll be interesting to see how Diego Lopes bounces back from that. On the other side, you've got John Silva, who is just, the guy is just on a roll. Looks like the next best thing since sliced bread, right? Some people don't like John Silva, but I have said that he will fight for a title someday. And I've been saying that since really he debuted. By the way, what's up, Cool Breeze? Good to see you in the chat, my friend. How are you doing today? So yeah, we're going to go through the whole card, make the picks, all that fun stuff. First fight is Rodrigo Cezinado versus Danil Donchenko. I don't know who these fucking people are. Looks like Rodrigo coming from BFL, pretty good promotion out there in Canada. Wonder what his grit rating is. What is this last one? Samurai MMA. All right, that sounds pretty sick. Danil from Kazakhstan. Looks like he fought in Niza quite a bit. Rodrigo is plus 175 as the underdog, coming from heel. And they don't really have a lot of information on him. But he does train at Novo União, pretty damn good gym down there in Brazil. Danil is 11-2, fighting out of Ukraine, 24 years old. He's 4-1 his last 5, same with Rodrigo. It looks like Rodrigo is quite the finisher. All of his last 4 wins, he won by either KO or submission. And it looks like you could say the same for Danil, but his last fight was a decision win. You can say 8-5 opponent. He's not taking on the best guys in that winning streak. He lost to a 13-9 guy. Also, this fight is taking place at 170. It looks like Rodrigo has been taking on some really good opponents in BFL. But a lot of people are picking Donchenko in this one, and not knowing anything about either of these guys. Obviously, they're got quite a few finishes in their last 5 fights. Let me see. They both lost their 5 fights ago. They both lost. And it looks like Danil has been the more active of the two just in those last 5. They both lost their last fight a year ago or so by decision. Since then, they've got quite a few finishes. I don't know much about Niza. It's a promotion that I've been meaning to check out, but obviously BFL is always putting on great shows. I think I'm actually going to pick Rodrigo here, and I'll pick him by decision because I'm just not sure what's going to happen in this fight. Don't ask me how I did. What the hell? Tough finale? Is this the tough finale? I didn't know. Feeling good. Applied to an MBA program. Can't fight, so I have to hack it in the corporate America. Yeah, for sure, man. That's what's up, dude. Good to hear that. Donchenko by Mayhem. Good to see you, Gio. Are you telling me this is the tough finale? I thought that happened like quite a while ago. Interesting. All right, well, let's go to the next one. Good to see Gio in the chat. The next fight is Alice Pereira versus Montserrat Hendon. Alice Pereira is 5-0. She's only 19. Another fighter from a regional promotion didn't fight on Dana White Contender Series. So getting her debut, she fought in a promotion called Cage Masters. Qualify combat demo fight. She's been hopping around to all these different random promotions. won all of her last won 4 out of her last 5 fights by finish. Last one was a decision to a 12-8-1 opponent. Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know this was a tough finale. Maybe this one is too. I don't know. I know Montserrat Hendon though. I've seen her in the UFC a few times. But yeah, she's 19 minus 205 is a favorite. 5'10". Montserrat Hendon, another fighter that just. I mean, I've seen her fight before, but I couldn't even tell you anything about her. I think she's well rounded, but I mean, she's 6-1. Won 4 out of her last 5. Plus 175 as the underdog. 36 years old from Mexico, and she's 5'8", so she'll have a reach and height disadvantage in this one. Also, she lost to Daria Zalesnikova, and Daria Zalesnikova is like pretty bad. She has some grappling, but that's really all you can say. Tamiris Vidal, not great either, but took her to a split, and then obviously got to win in Invicta, and fought for Combache. I'm definitely gonna pick the younger girl here. The finisher should be coming in with a lot of momentum, a lot of steam. Interested to see how like the UFC experience for Montserrat plays out in this one, though. I think that does count for something. But yeah, when you got like a 19-year-old versus a 36-year-old, never really goes in favor of the older fighter. This is taking place at bantamweight, though, so that's kind of interesting to me. Like, why are they signing this? I mean, it is good that they're signing this young, bantamweight, but I mean, we know that notoriously bantamweight is women's bantamweight is a really thin division, so it is possible that like maybe this chick's just her record is deceiving, right? But yeah, I'm gonna go Alice Pereira. I'll pick the newcomer. Don't care how you make money, but you doing sure better make it. What? This one is weird because of the age difference. Sure, Rendon is trash though. Yeah, it seems like. I mean, losing to Zaria Delesnikova just kind of tells me he ain't shit. But yeah, we'll go to the next one. Alessandro Costa versus a man named Alden Correa. This is taking place at flyweight. Costa 14-4 minus 400 is the favorite. Won 3 out of his last 5. Win loss. 29 years old from. Wait a second. He says he's Brazilian, but he's training in Mexico. All right. He's 5'4", 67-inch reach. This guy, Alden. Let's take a look at him. Okay, he got a win in Fury 3 months ago, knocked out a 4-7-1 guy. This one must have been a DQ or no contest or something. But yeah, look at that finishing streak in Fury. That's very impressive. Fought a lot of his fights in Fury. I wonder if he's a Texas guy. Yep. Plus 300 as the underdog. 5'8", 67-inch reach. So I mean, let's take a look at Alessandro's losses. So lost to Amir Albazi nearly 3 years ago. Knocked out Jimmy Flick. That was brutal. Lost to Steve Erceg, and then he just beat Kevin Borjas, who I think is pretty decent. Not great, but he did knock him out. Obviously, if you take a look at Alden's opponent's records, like 12-2, 8-3, 2-1 guy he submitted. I mean, lost to an 8-3 guy. I don't think that really tells us much. At least he's fighting. Well, he did fight guys with a winning record till his last one, right? Just 3 months ago. When is the last time Costa fought? So he has been off for 1 year and 4 months. About interesting. I'm probably going to go with Alessandro in this one, but I think Alden. I think he'll make a good showing of himself. I'll pick Costa by decision. I know he's very well rounded. Seems like Costa or his opponent Alden is a finisher. So, I guess we'll see how that plays out. Alden Correa is a short notice opponent. Was originally going to be Dana White Contender Series. Took this one after Costa's opponent fell out. Okay, thank you again, Showweather. Interesting. I mean, I think he'll have a good showing of himself, but glad to know it's short notice. That gives me even more confidence that Costa will get this one done. And our next fight. Oh, God. Zach Reese versus Sequidrius Dumas at middleweight. Okay, say what you want about either of these two, but you know this is going to be a fun fight. It's going to be an awesome fight. Zach Reese 9-2, won 3 out of his last 5, minus 275 is the favorite. 31 years old, 6'4", 77-inch reach. Old Dumas, 10-3, won 3 out of his last 5 as well. His last fight being a loss, a knockout loss to Oleksiejczuk. He's plus 230 as the underdog. 30 years old from Pensacola, 6'2", 79-inch reach. I mean, so let's just take a look. So he beat Cody Rundage, Abu Azaitar, lost to Ruzaboyev, beat Dennis Talulin, lost to Oleksiejczuk 4 months ago. Got knocked out too. Zach Reese lost to Cody Brundage, beat Marquez Medina, lost to Azamat Bekaev, and beat Dusko Todorovic. That was a pretty brutal win too. Like he fucked Dusko Todorovic up. But yeah, neither of these guys have good wins on their record. Neither of them have, like, the losses that they had too are like not the worst. I would say that losing to Oleksiejczuk, in my opinion, is bad. Like I don't rate him. Losing to Cody Brundage is bad for Zach Reese, and then Azamat Bekaev, I think we're kind of learning this is like pretty damn good. Hell of a finisher. But the thing about these two guys is it's like win, lose, or draw. Like it's always fun, right? Like it's always a good time. Zach Reese, you'll get a quick finish or he'll get finished quick, and then same with Dumas. Like he's able to put on a good show. But when he loses, it's even funnier. Obviously, Dumas, known criminal. I think he's been arrested like 9 times in the past 2 years for various things, and something you can look up on your own. I won't go over that right now. We do have a video that's like most unhinged MMA fighters of all time, and we kind of went over Dumas's criminal history. But I did see a report on Twitter. It was a post from Dumas, and it said that he only has $13 in his bank account. So after getting knocked out by Oleksiejczuk, you know exactly why he's back. Like he needs that money. He needs that money. I'm gonna pick Zach Reese here. I'm gonna pick him to win in the first round. But Zach Reese is kind of a front runner in a glass cannon, right? If you can just kind of not get hit by him and land a good punch of your own, you'll be fine. I do like that, like some things that I can say nice about Dumas is like he fights very long. He has nice kicks. I think that Zach Reese is gonna just put the pace on him, like as he always does in the first round, and I think he'll get him out of there by finish. Honestly, I don't know if it's gonna be like Zach Reese hurts him, then subs him, or Zach Reese just puts him out cold, ground and pound or something like that. But definitely, I think this fight, either way, it'll be finished in the first or early in the second. I don't see either of these guys going very long in the fight. So he's still in the UFC. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? They better make sure Dumas got the ankle monitor off. I think they let him cut it off for this fight. Good to see you, by the way, Lane. $13 in your bank account is crazy. Been there, though. Yeah, same. But the reason he's got $13 in his bank account is because his baby mama done kicked him out. He tried to rob her. And he's paying court fines. So that's why. I mean, it's not like it's a nice story where Dumas is a humble guy, just nice guy, down on his luck. No, he put himself there. He's, you know what I'm saying? And to be fair to him, he said as much in the Twitter post. Like, adds more fuel to the fire, though. You're a known criminal piece of shit. Everybody hates you, and then you tell people you got $13 in your bank account. It's like, all right, come on, bro. Like, anyway, I know this will be a fun fight, though, regardless. So, all right, Jesus Aguilar is taking on Luis Guru, flyweight. Jesus Aguilar, 11-3, plus 165 as the underdog from Mexico, 29 years old, 5'4", 62-inch reach. Luis, 10-1, minus 195 is the favorite from training out of Colorado, 31 years old, 5'5", 64-inch reach, training at Factory X, which is a pretty good team. Let me see, Luis. Okay, he got knocked out by Ode Osborne. Won his fight by split decision against, I remember this one, Nick Piccinini. Before that, he fought on Fury. So yeah, getting knocked out by Ode Osborne is obviously a bad look, but I think, to be honest with you guys, like Ode Osborne, he's starting to grow on me a little bit. I'm recognizing that he's actually a decent fighter. So I don't think getting knocked out by him is the worst thing ever. This was 5 months ago. Jesus Aguilar, so he lost to Tetsuro Taira, got submitted, and I think that might have been like on short notice, or that was like his first or second fight in the UFC. After that, he knocked out Shannon Ross. And this is kind of where the joke started of like everybody's knocked out Shannon Ross. In fact, I knocked out Shannon Ross just a couple of days ago. I was coming home from work and I stopped at the grocery store and I just kind of opened my door. It was really slowly too. Like I opened my door real slow. Shannon Ross was walking by, hit the door, and yeah, he got knocked out cold. So he beat Mateus Mendonça. And Mateus Mendonça was a guy who looked, I think he looked okay. And then like in this fight, like they both looked like shit and they just had to give it to somebody. Split decision win for Jesus Aguilar. Beat this guy named Stuart Nickel. I think that was on the Australia card. And this guy, Stuart Nickel, I don't think he's been seen since. He was some undefeated guy who fought for Eternal. And then Jesus went to decision with Estevam. So what I'm trying to say is Jesus Aguilar is not a good fight. Like, I don't think he's good. I don't know enough about this Luis guy. I don't know who to fucking pick here, man. I don't know who to pick. They've got Luis as the favorite, and I think that's just because of how poor of a showing Jesus has had. If I'm not mistaken, Luis's fight on Contender with this guy was usually when I see like somebody got in the UFC off Contender via decision, I'm like, it's not a good look. But I believe this was actually a really, really good fight. And then getting knocked out by Ode Osborne, obviously not a good look. But again, Ode is growing on me a little bit. I'll probably go with Luis here. Also, another thing to consider when talking about Jesus Aguilar is I just think he's a really undersized flyweight. I know he's 5'4", but I still think he's just a little small for the division. And I always think like guys like getting knockout wins in Fury is a good look as well. So I'll go Luis by decision. Ode got rawed by Ursig. I will die on this hill, damn straight. Aguilar has it out for Aussies. Rip Showother. What up? What up, Vietnamese style? Good to see you, man. I don't see you very often, but I know we've been watching fights together a long time, so it's always good to see you up in the chat, man. Jesus just spams guillotine when it doesn't go his way. That's true. That's another good point. Goes for that guillotine way too much, right? Good to see you, by the way, useless. So yeah, I'm gonna go Luis, but honestly, I don't know. Like Jesus, he does okay sometimes, but I really think he's a terrible fighter, honestly. Yeah, we'll go to the next fight. It's a very interesting fight. Tatiana Suarez versus Amanda Lemos at strawweight. Suarez 10-0. Just kidding. She lost her fight to Zhang Weili. Now she's 10-1. 145 is the favorite. Minus 145 is the favorite. Or sorry, 425. Jesus Christ. She's 34 years old, 5'5", 66-inch reach. Amanda Lemos, 15-4-1. She's won 3 out of her last 5, plus 330 as the underdog, 38, 5'4", 65-inch reach. So, forgive me because like I never saw I only started watching in 2019. And all I remember of Tatiana Suarez was, this big gap in her career. Um, when Zhang was champ and Rose and Zhang were having their, fights, people were always trying to say, like, on the broadcast and, outside of the broadcast, that Tatiana Suarez was the one that was going to beat, Zhang. She was the most dangerous one. Has a stellar wrestling background. So yeah, and then obviously like training with Patchy Mix. This is when Patchy Mix was on a tear, and so I never really got to see like that potential from Tatiana, right? Like I never saw it with my own eyes. So when she came back, she subbed Montana De La Rosa, who is obviously not super good. I was like, okay, maybe. And then the fight with Andrade. But none of these fights, even though she got the submission, I think it was the fact that like it was her physique. Like she just looked out of shape, right? Even though she was getting those wins. And the reason I'm going on this long, drawn out tangent is obviously against Zhang Wei Li, like she looked like absolute shit. Like couldn't do anything to Zhang. That was just 6 months ago, and she's trying to get back on the horse. Credit to her for that. And it was injuries that had kept her out. And the reason I say this is because, like, I don't know exactly how Tatiana's going to look in this fight. Amanda Lemos, though, like, I think we all know, like, she's solid, right? She kind of reminds me of, like, the Mackenzie Dern and Verna Jandiroba, like, style, right? Like, but the one thing I'll say is that, she's got better striking than both of them, and she has some power in her hands too. Very fast with the tight hooks. I do like Amanda Lemos' style. I think, though, in this fight, all Tatiana has to do is control Amanda Lemos, and she probably won't be able to get up because she does like to accept just playing guard, right? When she gets taken down. So I don't think there'll be a lot of effort for her to scramble. I don't think that she's going to land a big punch on Tatiana, even though Zhang did. Like, I just don't see Amanda Lemos doing that. I think she'll have a harder time with the reach of Tatiana than Zhang did. So I think it's possible that Tatiana could submit Lemos. Let me see. Has she lost by submission? Yeah, Verna Jandiroba armbarred her a year ago. But I think that the pace at which Jandiroba fights at is much higher, and I think I don't think it's going to play out exactly the same. But just based off of that, I think Tatiana, does she get a submission in this one? Oh man, it's tough. I mean, because again, we don't know. I'll say she does. I'll say she does, and I'll say she gets it done early as well. But again, like, we know exactly what Amanda Lemos is going to show up. I don't think we know exactly which Tatiana is going to show up. So I'll say she still gets it done, but I'll be turning up from time to time. Appreciate the content. Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. Appreciate you, man. Wrestler versus striker. Where have we seen this before? Tatiana? Did I say that? Good to see you, Leandro. Gruel dies. Jesus Aguilar is great. Almost beat Esteban. Okay. Yeah, I think he's really bad. I think I think his wins are even worse, right? Like Shannon Ross. I mean, okay. Let me know in the chat. Have you knocked Shannon Ross out in the past week? Let me know. Or in the past 6 months, have you knocked Shannon Ross out? I think all of us could say we have. Lemos's striking is clean. Last was to Verna. Either way, I think it goes over 2.5 rounds. Okay. That's a great point. I feel like after this is the big question, right? Shannon Ross actually knocked me out. All right. Well, that's embarrassing. Guys. That's terrible. The thing is like, okay, after you take a loss in a title fight, like this is all Tatiana wanted, right? Was to get to the title, and then she got destroyed. Is it the kind of fight that like breaks your ego, where you're like, damn, like, do I really have it? Or is it the kind of fight that kind of makes you just be like, all right, like whatever, and then kind of get back to it? You know, I don't know how to explain. I think it'll be the latter, and I'm going to give Tatiana a lot of credit. But I don't know which one is going to show up, right? Like, I don't know if it's the demoralized one or the one that's like, okay, I fought the champ, like I got in there, got my title fight, now I'm ready to get back to it. So I just don't know, man. It's a weird one for me. I'm gonna give Suarez a lot of credit though, and I think if she does win, I think it'll be either. I think it's like, I think she's pretty much a lock, dude. Honestly, like I think either if it's control time, but I don't know, man. Lemos is good, like, so I don't know, but I would say lock Tatiana. I think she could either grind out a decision or just get the early sub. So, all right, next one, Claudio Poyas versus Joaquin Silva at 155. Claudio Poyas, 12-4. Won 3 out of his last 5 plus 155. This is basically a pick'em. 29, 5'10", 72-inch reach. Joaquin Silva won 2 out of his last 5. He's 13-5, minus 140 as a favorite. He's 36. So here's the problem with this fight, right? God damn, look at, he beat Clay Guida and Jesse Ronson. He got knocked out by Ricky Glenn. That was 4 years ago, to be fair. Got knocked out by Arman and then Drakkar Klose. So here's the problem with this fight. Like, Claudio Poyas was fun when he was getting that knee bar on some cans and old ass Clay Guida. Beat Jordan Leavitt 4 years ago. Since then, man, he's been an absolute embarrassment. Why did split decision versus Fares ZM? Why do I not remember that? I guess like he got beaten and embarrassed so bad by Dan Hooker that I just can't get it out of my mind. So maybe I'm a little bit biased there. He's much younger than Joaquin Silva. He's got that going for him. God damn it. Can you guys tell me what happened in this Fares ZM fight that went to split decision? Like, what? Am I high? Like, I don't remember that fight. That doesn't seem like a logical outcome. This is a glorified BJJ match. Canada as a whole, pretty much an embarrassment. But Claudio Poya, is he training in Canada? He trains in Peru. He trains in Peru, dog. Like, what are you talking about? Canada. Can somebody tell me what happened? Do you guys remember that fight? God, what the fuck? I feel like if he could take Fares ZM to a split decision, he could beat Joaquin Silva. Poyas took him down a shit ton, but didn't do shit with the takedowns. Okay. And it went to split decision, huh? Well, if you guys are saying this will be a BJJ match, I think Joaquin Silva has decent striking. You know what? I think I might always confuse him though with like a couple other guys that have similar Brazilian dudes. But I feel like Joaquin Silva beats him. But if he's gonna play jiu-jitsu, that's a bad look. Claudio Poyas is fantastic on the ground. Especially if you're gonna play BJJ with him. But if you're Dan Hooker and you're just like, no, fuck that shit. Like, stand up, bitch. Like, then you're fucked. Actually has a more well-rounded game. Okay, that's what I was thinking. But I do think that Claudio Poyas can find a sub. The thing about him though is is he just like is he like a Cron Gracie, right? Where it's like he's got this one-sided skill set and that's it, and he just sucks. Or is he like a 29-year-old that's developing his game, right? Poya's last win was in 2022. Yeah, isn't that crazy to think about? It's a reptilian. You think that so Leandro thinks that Claudio Poyas is a reptilian? Let's take a look at this. Oh, geez. Let's take a gander. Let's see. Oh, Joaquin Silva. Ooh, wait, is it the same guy? Why is his picture is different on this topology profile? Anyway, he's infiltrated by the scaled ones. The scaled ones. God damn it. So that's where I go. I hesitate in this fight to find a pick, and I think that's fair that the odds are the way that they are, right? Obviously, a 36-year-old at lightweight is something that I'm never like too high on picking. I just feel like Claudio Puelles is a really, really terrible fighter. But again, he's still relatively young. You know what? He's 29. I guess he doesn't have too much more time for his game to develop. I think I'll take the gamble and pick him by decision, but I don't think that it'll be very interesting. All right. So anyway, next fight. Jose Medina versus Dusko Todorovic. These two, I'm not even going to bother going over their records and stuff. Like, these two are really bad. Really, really, really bad. Dusko Todorovic is fun, though. Like, I remember when he first came in the UFC, he was getting some knockouts, and I was like, damn, this guy's all right. But, I mean, he gets smoked, and he gets, like, knocked out bad. And if he doesn't get knocked out in a fight, he gets hurt big, big time. Jose Medina, on the other hand, is just terrible. Like, I don't even have like a redeeming quality I could tell you is like he's got anything of note. Lost to all shitty fighters, and he's just terrible. But Dusko Todorovic is a walking punching bag. And to be fair to both of them, like, you know, he got knocked out by Chidi. It's like, all right, you knocked out Jordan Wright, who's a can. Okay. Christian Leroy Duncan, Mansour Abdur Malik, and then Zach Reese. It's like, I think Zach Reese is kind of the line, right? Like, if you're getting fucked up by Zach Reese, then, you know, it's time to, you know, think about getting another job. The one thing that's good about Medina is at least he's gone to decision with these guys. But yeah, Medina just got knocked out 5 months ago to Atiba Gauti. I think that's going to kind of turn my opinion of the fight. I think Todorovic could. I'm going to pick him by second round knockout, but I think both these guys suck. Also, I feel like Dusko Todorovic has tried to like adjust his game plan and fight a little bit safer. That might actually be hurting him, even though it's hopefully going to make him take less damage. I don't even know why either of these fucking guys are in the UFC. Cut both of them after this fight, no matter who wins, is my opinion. So, both these guys suck ass. Puelles W. Loser gets cut, bull. Nah, just cut them both. Even if they cut both of them, no matter who wins, is my opinion. Santiago Luna versus Quang Lee at 135 is next. Luna is a guy I have no idea who he is. Fought in Lights Out and Tough Enough. Beat a guy with a losing record in Tough Enough in his last fight. Beat a debutante. This is another pickup. Santiago's 21. Let me see though. He is getting his fights done by finish though, which is good. Quang Lee is a guy from Vietnam. He did really good in LFA. Lost to Chris Gutierrez, Long Zhao, and he beat Gaston Bolaños. Oh God. So yes, yeah. Like I would say losing to Chris Gutierrez isn't a bad loss. He's 33 from Vietnam. I'm gonna say like Quang Lee is fun. He's a fun fighter. He always puts on a good show. I don't think he's very good. Not knowing shit about this guy Santiago though is like I don't really know who to pick here. I will say like he got knocked out by Long Zhao and we did see him fight on the China card. So I think if you can just be kind of reckless and not Gaston Bolaños, and not tiny for the division, then you could beat him. Yeah, he's taller than him. I'll go with Santiago. I'm gonna take a chance on him. I always usually fade the newcomer, but this time I think I'm gonna go with Luna, because I don't think Quang Lee is good. Todorovic last one was in 2022. Also, I'm taking Medina just based on him training in Bolivia, that altitude. Okay, word. No, that's fair. That's fair. I don't know who's gonna win that fight. To be fair, I think they both really suck. Luna is also a short notice step up. Okay. Interesting. Let me actually take a look at that, because now I feel. Let me take a look at this. Man, look at all the fights they had for this one. Wait a second. Quang Lee was supposed to fight David Martinez. Wait a second. And then he was supposed to fight Carlos Vera, and now he's the one fighting Rob Font. Raquel Pennington was supposed to fight Norma Dumont. Man, just wait till Norma fights again, man. She's gonna be champ. Edgar Chairez is supposed to fight Costa. That would have been a really good fight. I would have picked Chairez. Weird that Quang Lee was supposed to fight David Martinez, but when Rosa fell out, Martinez took the fight against Font. Okay, got it. So they moved him up the card. Okay, thank you. Yeah, here's all the canceled fights. I'm gonna go Luna. I don't really have a reason why. I think Quang Lee's fun though. I think this will be a fun fight, regardless, at bantamweight. So, next fight. Hernandez versus CDF. What a sick ass fight. Love me some CDF. He just lost to Grant Dawson. Obviously, Hernandez, man, been on a tear. He's been on a tear, man. 3-fight winning streak to Hubbard, Hollabaugh, and then he knocked Chase Hooper out, which I think is going to make a lot of people go, wow, Alexander Hernandez is good again. I take the Kevin Holland approach when picking Alexander Hernandez fights. No matter how much he wins, he'll eventually lose again. But I do like Hernandez. Guy's got power. But CDF, 40 years old at lightweight. I mean, eventually he's going to fall off a cliff. He is a rare anomaly to me, though, where like the pace that he puts on dudes and the well-roundedness of his game is impressive to me. I really, really like CDF. Him being 40 and Hernandez being 32 doesn't really bother me in this one. I'm going to choose Carlos Diego Ferreira for sure to win via decision. And I don't think it'll be... I think watching the fight, it won't be shocking. I think a lot of people that put Hernandez in a parlay will be like pissed. And you know what I'm saying? But I think that Carlos Diego Ferreira is just... He's so much more well-rounded. And just his pace is ridiculous that he puts on guys. If you've never seen him versus Gregor Gillespie, I think they fought. Hold on a second. Yeah. So CDF obviously lost via second round TKO, but that is one of my favorite fights early on when I was watching the sport. Like, god damn, that is such a great fight. Yeah, that just really goes to show you like the pace that he's able to put on people. So yeah, I'm gonna go CDF in this one. That's a sick fight. Yeah, it's a badass fight. Hernandez, yeah, he's the crowd's favorite, adored by millions, billions even. Yeah, just like one championship. No, I just think that after he knocked out Chase Hooper, like people are gonna be high on him again. Because everyone hates Alexander Hernandez, and then he has a good performance, and they're like, oh, wow, maybe Alexander Hernandez is a good fighter. And it's like, I think he fights anybody like above a certain level and he loses. But I do like Hernandez. I think he's a fun fighter. This is going to be a fun fight. I think that there's a chance Hernandez could catch CDF, but I think that just the way that CDF fights is a bad style matchup for Alexander Hernandez. So I'm going to pick him to win by decision. Next fight is Kelvin Gastelum versus Dustin Stoltzfus. Stoltzfus is not a good fighter. He's up and down, right? Win loss. Same with Kelvin Gastelum, to be fair. Stoltzfus is going to be much bigger than Kelvin Gastelum in this fight. He lost to Abus, beat Punahele, lost to Ferreira, beat Barrial, and then lost to Nursultan Ruzabayev 3 months ago. Gastelum, man, I mean, back up at middleweight. Lost to Joe Pyfer. Didn't do shit in that fight. That fight was annoying as shit. If that Kelvin Gastelum shows up, he's going to lose. He's going to lose to Dustin Stoltzfus. What the fuck? Like, what? God damn it. Kelvin Gastelum. What happened to him, man? What the fuck happened to Kelvin Gastelum? God damn it, dude. God, that fight with him and Pyfer sucks so bad. But when just looking at this fight, I was like, oh yeah, like I'll probably pick Kelvin. But then I'm like, God damn it, he didn't do anything against Joe Pyfer. He sucks. And I'm like, fucking A, Dustin Stoltzfus, at least he's gonna come in and fight. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck, man? I one thing you have to give Joe Pyfer credit for is, like, even though he only has one strike, which is a right hook, like, he's got a lot of power in it. So I guess avoiding that is smart for Kelvin, but he really didn't do shit in that fight. Dustin Stoltzfus actually has some strikes that he'll throw in the fight, right? He's well-rounded. Dude, I might have to pick Stoltzfus here, just based on, like, he'll actually do something in the fight. Kelvin Gastelum's a weird one, man. He's a weird one to pick. His last 2 wins were D-Rod and Chris Curtis. And I would say, you know what, man? Kelvin Gastelum might be washed. He might just be washed, man. Obviously, all logic and sense will tell you to pick Kelvin Gastelum, former title challenger, like, you know, perennial top 15 guy for a time. But, god damn it, Stoltzfus, I'm going to pick Dustin fucking Stoltzfus to win this goddamn fight. What the fuck? What is wrong with me? I feel like Kelvin Gastelum barely takes his career seriously. Yeah. Joe Pyfer, he was taken out by a pizza slice. he couldn't beat Kelvin. Kelvin Gastelum couldn't beat him, though. Remember that fight? Like, they were just staring at each other, and then Pyfer would throw a right hand. And then what did Kelvin Gastelum even do in the fight? I remember, okay, the first fight I watched of Kelvin Gastelum, right, was him versus Till. And I remember being so jacked for that fight. I can't remember. I think it might have been on the Masvidal versus Diaz card or somewhere around there. And and I had just started watching the sport at this point. And I was like, oh my God, like Kelvin Gastelum, the guy that went to war with the new champ, Izzy, and Darren Till, who was like on a tear before Masvidal, like, you know, stopped him. I was like, oh, dude, this is going to be a crazy ass fight. And then they literally hugged each other for 3 rounds. And that was the fight in which afterwards, when Till won, he said that he was so scared to fight that he considered making up an injury. Remember this? And I was like, what the fuck? And I brought people over to watch that fight, that card. And I was like, God damn it, this fucking guy. Like, so yeah. Anyway, Kelvin Gastelum is a huge disappointment. He's a huge disappointment. I'm gonna pick Dustin Stoltzfus. Pick him to win. I think Kelvin Gastelum might be washed. Might be totally washed. Let me see. When was that Till versus Gastelum fight? UFC 244. Was that Usman Covington? No, that was the BMF. That was the BMF fight. Yeah, and that was like a really disappointing 2-fight stretch, right? Because you had Gastelum and Till hugging for 3 rounds. And then you had the fight in the main event being stopped because Nate Diaz's fucking face was just leaking so much goddamn blood. Yeah, that was a very disappointing card. But anyway, I'll pick Stoltzfus. Fuck it. I'm gonna say Kelvin Gastelum's washed. Jared Gordon versus Rafa Garcia. I'll just say these guys are two of the most unimpressive, nothing, no name lightweights. The only reason anybody knows who Jared Gordon is because they believe he got robbed in a fight in which he fought Paddy Pimblett and lost. If it wasn't for that, nobody would know who he is. But I was like, dude, Thiago Moises is gonna beat Gordon, and then fucking Jared Gordon like just beat the dog shit out of him and knocked him out. And I was like, oh shit, maybe I need to change my tune a little about Jared Gordon. For that, he lost to Hack Parast, Big Mark Madsen. And there was that fight with King Green. There was a headbutt in a King Green fight, and then there was that fight with Paddy Pimblett that I referenced earlier. He's 37 minus 275 as the favorite. 68-inch reach, 59, 5'9". Rafa Garcia, let's see. He beat Vince Pichel, the oldest fighter on the roster. I'd be shocked if he's even still signed. Got TKO'd by Grant Dawson, a guy who TKOs absolutely nobody. Beat Clay Guida and Mahashate. God, what a shit fight this is. One thing is, Jared Gordon, he's got some power. Rafa Garcia is well-rounded. So I guess it's like, okay, do you pick the guy with power, probably better on the feet than Garcia, or do you pick the more calculated, well-rounded guy? My money is going to go with the more calculated, well-rounded guy. And maybe it's just me like fading Jared Gordon. Like this could be a pick I get wrong, bad, and I might have to change my tune again against Jared Gordon. I'm tempted to pick him because like I just didn't see him beating Moises, but I think I finally like learned that Moises is kind of washed. I'm gonna go Rafa Garcia by decision. I don't rate Jared Gordon. I really don't. Is there a who's next stream? No, Mystic. I would have done it. I do those on Sunday. I'll do it for this one. I wasn't able to watch the Paris card, so I didn't really think it was fair for me to come on and do a who's up next. But yeah, there will be one on Sunday. Who are you picking in the tough fight? So I didn't even know it was a tough finale, and I don't know either guy. So my opinion doesn't matter at all in that. I'm gonna go with somebody told me that the tough finale was I think it's the first fight of the night, right? Yeah. I don't know either of these fucks. I'm gonna go with Rodrigo, but apparently I was told that Danil is the much better guy. So I don't know shit about either of them. So don't listen to my pick in that one. But yeah, how are you doing today, Mystic? BMF belt getting stopped by a cut was hilarious. Yeah, and then you had the co-main being fucking Darren Till and Kelvin Gastelum hugging each other. It was fucking terrible. All right. In your co-main event, Rob Font will take on David Martinez. I was going to pick Rob Font to beat Raul Rosas. David Martinez is the guy who, thank you again, Showweather, told me stepped up because Rosas pulled out of the fight. I mean, Rob Font beats this guy, like, obviously. But Martinez is on a tear. I mean, check this out, man. A lot of KOs. Won a fight on Contender via decision. Knocked out Simon Oliveira, who's a pretty damn good fighter. He's a huge underdog in this one. Rob Font, man, is just a guy that I never thought was really that great. Fun, decently well-rounded. Obviously, he has really slick boxing, and kind of all those guys at the New England Cartel do, right? But I was like, man, this guy sucks. And then he fraud checked Adrian Yanez, as the kids say. lost to Sandhagen and Figueiredo, beat Kyler Phillips, and then beat Gian Matsumoto. So, like, this is just what he does now. Like, he just beats these guys that are up and coming. And he's going to do that again here. I'm going to pick him to win by decision. This is just his brand now. Like, hey, there's an up and coming guy, interesting prospect in the bantamweight division. Let's give him Rob Font and just derail that whole thing. So again, but that does tell you that if David Martinez is able to beat Rob Font, that he's one to watch for sure. I'm going to pick Rob Font to win by decision easily. Don't even think it'll probably be a walk in the park for him as well. Don't even know why this is a co-main event. This card's falling apart. This card fell apart big time. But that doesn't matter. In my opinion, only fight that matters is the main event. Diego Lopes versus Jean Silva. God damn. This is a fucking awesome fight, man. This fight is so fucking gangster. Lopes, 26-7, was on a sick run in the UFC before he lost to Volk for the title, of all things. He's plus 235 as the underdog. I'm shocked at that. I think the Lions should be a lot closer, personally. But he is 30. He's a Brazilian with an identity crisis, and he thinks he's Mexican. He is 5'11", 72.5-inch reach. Jean Silva on a crazy-ass win streak, most of them by knockout. Minus 285 as the favorite, 28 years old, 5'7", and a 69-inch reach. So, you guys all know who I'm picking. I'm picking Jean Silva. Diego Lopes is a great fighter. He's a great fighter. They're both Brazilian. Yeah. I'm just saying that Diego Lopes has an identity crisis, and he thinks he's Mexican. Really, like he really, really does. But anyway, that's just a joke. I love Diego Lopes's close range boxing. In the pocket, he's very dangerous. He swings huge, right? Swings huge. On the outside, not so much, right? You saw in the fight with Volk, he didn't have success until the 5th round when he moved forward, right? So he's a fighter who has a hard time fighting off the back foot. Grappling isn't a problem for him. He's got great grappling. I love watching like his grappling transitions. Like he's got a high pace on the ground. What up, Dr. Pinar? He says Silva has more swag. Silva by Swaggery. They both have a lot of swag. Yeah. Diego Lopes is kind of that emo metal swag. But Jean Silva, see, this is the problem here is like, I don't know why. And this is something I've only learned since the Bryce Mitchell fight with Jean Silva. I didn't know there was a huge portion of the fan base that just hates Jean Silva. Like, to me, that was shocking to learn. I was like, what? How could you hate this guy? He fucking goes out there and he fucking finishes guys. Oh, well, he barks. It's like, okay. It's like, and that's, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. So I think I've always said Jean Silva is going to be in a title fight someday, right? And I've been saying that for a long time. More people have been saying that, which I'm very, very happy. But I also feel like people are like, oh, you only think that because other people think that. But I've been saying it for a long time. It's because Guru doesn't like him, so all his Guru fans don't like him now. That makes a lot of sense. That actually explains a lot. The reason I'm going to pick Jean Silva is I think he's dangerous everywhere. They hate for another reason. Are you saying it's because he simped for a certain country against Bryce Mitchell? I think Not in the AM Bro is one of the guys that doesn't like Jean Silva. Forgive me if I'm wrong in saying that, but I'm pretty sure you're one of the people that told me that you're not a big fan of him. By the way, it's good to see you. Jean Silva is dangerous everywhere. I think that he doesn't fight at like a super high pace. And when I say he's dangerous everywhere, right? Like he's he's a Zionist. Okay, word. Yeah. Like, have you seen him fight? Have you seen him fight in a fucking cage though? Right? John Silva saw his mom get attacked. Damn, that's insane. I mean, they say he is because he just went the whole other way when he found out he was fighting Bryce Mitchell. So I don't even know if that's completely true. Did you know the Rothschild saved Brazilian from independence from Portugal? No, that's very interesting. But I'm going to continue to talk about the fight, and then we can talk about that stuff. So I think João Silva is dangerous everywhere. He's got power from everywhere with every strike he throws. Like, you know, it's shocking, honestly. From long range, from short range, he's dangerous. I did not pick him to. I didn't think he would submit Bryce Mitchell. That was shocking to me. Bryce Mitchell is a great grappler. I think that this fight is not going to be won on the ground, though. I think it's going to be won on the feet. Diego Lopes is going to have a hard time. Now, obviously, I'm not going to say João Silva has the movement and distance management that Alexander Volkanovski has, and I think that was his biggest problem in that fight with Volk. But I think he's still going to have a hard time fighting off the back foot. I think that's his biggest problem, right? And also cutting the cage off. I don't even know if that's going to matter, though. I feel like João Silva is just going to, at some point in the fight, he's just going to say, fuck it. Like, you want to throw down? Like, let's throw down. And I think Diego Lopes is going to get hurt. I mean, this might be shocking, but I think I might have to pick João Silva by knockout. It's a 5-round fight. Diego Lopes now has that 5-round experience in the UFC, right? Yeah, man. I mean, one thing that is interesting to me though is like you look at Lopez's record, right? And these are just names, right? Volk, Ortega, Ige, on super short notice, Yusuf, Sabatini. Like, who's the best person on his record? Obviously Volk, but best win, Ige. He looked like shit in that fight, but again, it was on an hour's notice, so fair play to him. João Silva, you look at his record, like Mitchell, Bagdasarian, Dober, Charles Jourdain, Weston Wilson. Like, these guys, like, I hate to say it, but they have terrible names on their records, right? Both of them. This is the best opponent either of them has faced, right? But if you look at the way in which, like, João Silva gets it done, right? Like, he's knocking out dudes. Every fucking buddy, and Drew Dober especially was especially brutal. He fucked Drew Dober up a weight class, and then sub Bryce Mitchell, right? Lopez going to decision with Ortega and Ige, like, to me, isn't the best to look. You should be finishing those guys if you're the killer that everyone says you are, right? And I think Ortega was a really good opponent at that time. Like, the fight made a lot of sense to give him a title fight after that. But yeah, man, I think that both of these guys have shitty ass names on their records. I think that needs to be said. Like, neither of them really have a guy that you're like, oh wow, like that tells me a lot about him. I think we learned more about Diego Lopes and his loss to Volkanovski than any other fight he's been in. And what I learned is, guy can't cut the cage off. Fights terribly off the back foot. João Silva's good everywhere. I got to pick him. I'm going to pick him to win. I think 3rd round knockout might be a stretch. But yeah, I'm going to definitely pick João Silva. And the reason I say the 3rd is just, I think that over the course of time, like the Drew Dober fight, right? Like, João Silva just mauls you. He just mauls you. You got to fucking kill this man. He's going to maul Diego Lopes, and I think by the 3rd round, the fight will just be done. And João Silva will be getting his hands raised. All right, enough. Juiceman, what's up, man? When have we seen Lopez hurt? Volk hurt him. Did he? Don't see it going over 3 rounds. He cut Drew Dober. Dober took him to the floor and put hands on Silva. João Silva moves like a used truck salesman on a dude in a brand new boot camp fatigues. Dober needs plastic surgery more than a cut. Yeah. Volk did? Okay, got you. Hey, good to see you, by the way, Metro Boomin. Dude, if Volk is hurting you, yeah, thank you. Imagine what Silva's gonna do. Sure, it's gonna be in a different fashion though. Like Volk's gonna set you up. Jean Silva, I mean, he's gonna set you up too, but like, I think it'll be. God damn it, dude. I just, again, man, like I might be biased here, but I just think John Silva is that dude. Like, and again, all of their opponents suck. Like, they don't have good wins on their records. Like, Melsick, Bagdasarian. Drew Dober was a decent win at the time. John Silva beat him. That might even be his best win on his record. Bryce Mitchell is a good win in the fashion in which he did it, but obviously Bryce Mitchell's having a fucking mental breakdown every other day. Yeah, I gotta go John Silva here. 3rd round KO. I think that it's just inevitable. Snowball effect. I think I could see this going the distance though. Honestly. No. God damn it, dude. What a sick fight this is, though. Regardless of everything I said and my predictions on this fight, I think this is going to be a really good fight for as long as it lasts. The guy who he fought in Dana White Contender Series is good. Yes, Kevin Vallejos. I think he's good, but like people were trying to tell me that he's like the next dude in the weight class. And I'm like, after his last performance, I'm like, I think we need to cool our jets on that dude. So there you go. Those are my picks. I had a really good week last week on picks, and I'm not trying to be like, hey, I had a good week last week, so that means I'm just the shit on picking fights. That is not the case. I have a 65% correct pick rate, which is, I would say, is good. It's not fantastic. But regardless, would love for people to hop in my Topology League. We have quite a few people requesting to join. Looks like we got let's see. Looks like we actually have Tone K, Jiggy, Black Betty, and Orange Cat requesting to join. So let's get everybody up in there. If you're not in my Topology League, would be great to have you. If you win my Topology League, whoever wins the most events in a year, I'm going to give $100 to. And at the current moment, our friend of the channel, Nick the Dane, is up by 5 events. So it's kind of already said and done, if you ask me. But there's always time to, maybe catch him if you're confident. Here is the link to that Topology group. Would love to have more people in there. Congrats on your picks on Saturday. Yeah, I did really, really good on that card. I think I had a 670. It's a great card. Paris may have been my favorite fight night ever. Damn it, I'm bummed I missed it, man. I had to work. Sounds like you think you're shit on picking fights. I think I'm good. I wouldn't say, like, the problem is that with picking fights especially is like you'll have a really good night and then like you'll just have a terrible night, But I personally think anybody that picks over 50% is good. Is it full card picks? Yeah. Well, if you don't pick the full card, then your chances of winning the event will go down because everybody else picks the full card. Nick the Stain. Damn. Just give me the $100 now. If somebody else wins, I'll give it to them. You need $100, dude. Is it full card? Yes. JK, Nick is fire. Yeah, he's a good dude. $100. Yeah. So I know that Rush Hours League was a little different, and they've changed it now over on there. So that's kind of how I adopted it. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna give people I'm just gonna give them money straight out. So next year, hopefully we'll be able to up the ante a little bit, get more people involved in the Topology League, and maybe we'll be able to get more money in the pot. But for now, it's $100 out of my own pocket. So We'll start there. Paradox picked BSD when they all doubted me. Dude, great pick. Great pick. I'm super happy BSD won. People were mad. Well, one person that we know was really mad about that, but nah, man. BSD did great. I'm glad he showed out. What if I don't want $100? I want feet picks. Well, first of all, that's gay as fuck. Second of all, you can watch me skate on my Instagram. That's the best you're gonna get. Paradox the Chad. Yeah, the homie Paradox. How you doing, man? You gonna stream a little later, or it's probably getting late over there? I'm a joy. Never picked fights, so I hope I don't embarrass myself. Nah, dude. So when I first started picking fights, it really bummed me out, and I let it affect my level of enjoyment because I was like doing really bad. But if you get a Tapology account and you start picking, just know that it's incredibly difficult. It is not an easy thing to do. So don't let it get to you. BSD is he's a good fucking kid, eh? I'm always right, says him. BSD's beard goes to his eyes. Yeah. Carol 4-0 KO highlights are brutal. I don't know who that is, but it's good to see you, Isha. Isha, who's gonna win the tough fight between? God damn it! Here, let me pull that back up. I'm gonna steal his pick because he watched Tough. Isha actually knows shit about these fighters on the card. I don't know anything about debutantes and stuff. God damn it! Every time I go to Tapology, it's always laggy. Fucking A. Oh God, fucking ads. No, I can't stream. Seminar tomorrow. All right, BSD is the man. I wish I was. Gotta get a beard. Just gotta get a beard, man. Everything will be fine. I don't know if Isha's even listening. Tell me who to pick in the tough finale. Because I don't know who's gonna win. Because I don't know these two fucks. Anyway, Isha is gonna do contender series picks either today or tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. And then we'll do a contender series fight companion over here tomorrow. Wednesday, we'll do a live chat. We'll check out the schedule and we'll make our schedule for the week. So if you guys want to tune into live chat, and that's like we can talk about anything on that, not just MMA. And then maybe we'll do a tier list Thursday. So I'm off work this week, so I'll have plenty of time to do all sorts of stuff. What about Dana White Contender Series tomorrow? Main event lines are so wide, ridiculous. Yeah, I'm not going to make Contender Series picks. I'm not going to act like I watch regional MMA because I don't. So I wouldn't even know what to do. It would literally just be me like, I guess I'll pick this guy. It'd be like the early stream where I just don't even know shit about the fighters. So go check out Isha for that though. He's gonna break the card down. Tell me you're not laying on your stomach with your feet in the air, mesmerized by the guy on the screen. Juiceman, what's your beef with Matua, man? He's a good dude. I don't know why I thought we already did the tough finale. Yeah, that's why I'm like shocked. Tier list fighters you would like to date. You would like to date your wife? Yo, that's gay as fuck. No, we have a backlog of suggestions. So I'm gonna take Brandor's suggestion. I don't think Isha's watching the stream. He probably just came by to tell me about some regional fighters highlights. It's like, okay. But that should go to show you like how dedicated to regional MMA that guy is. So go check out City Life Project's channel if you want contender series picks. Anyway, that's it for me for today. I'm gonna go back to watching The Northern King. British people arguing. It's fucking great. I'm 3.5 episodes into Alien. It's good. Love how the camera work is all 70s style. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, so tomorrow we'll do Contender. Wednesday we'll do an Alien watch party. Maybe Wednesday I'll fit a live chat into there too. Maybe earlier in the day. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, we're gonna watch episode 6. Me and Matua are gonna watch episode 6. So try to catch up. and then you can watch episode 6 with us on Wednesday live. Yeah, hopefully Matua is still down for that. He might cancel on me, and if he does, we'll just watch 2 episodes the next week. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you all so much for joining. I applied for monetization. It's just waiting to be approved. So should be able to do super chats, memberships, all that stuff here soon. There won't be any ads yet until I get 1,000 subs, which I guess is good. So yeah. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that, Lane. Don't tell me what to do. All right, fair enough. Alien Watch Party, Matua, get your lipstick and makeup ready. Don't be sweat. Be careful, Idaho. Oh my gosh. Bonnie Clips, did you say Jean Silva? Yeah, I'm picking Jean Silva by KO in the main event. I'm about to wrap the stream up, so if you want to get my picks on the card, just run it back. Good to see you, by the way. If you need any recommendation letters, given the size of my channel, I have a pretty big poll in the YouTube. Yeah, email me or hit me up on Instagram. All my socials for the channel are in the description of the channel. So, yeah, money. Yes, Lane, 100%. All right, guys, I'm out. Thank you again so much, and we'll wrap it up.
What the hell?
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that up, B.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Man, you want some too? You better wrap it up. You better wrap